Proportions notes. By definition, a proportion is an equation stating that two ratios are equal. You should be filling in your notes as you follow along with me. Two quantities that form a proportion are considered to be proportional. 2 to 3 equals 4 to 6 is really read as 2 is to 3 as 4 is to 6, like an analogy. 3 ways to tell if two ratios are proportional. 1, you can reduce both fractions. 8/10, let's see, what does that reduce to? Well, divide both by 2 and that would be 4/5. Kept hitting the wrong button there. If I divide 20 and 25 both by 5, that would also be 4/5. They are equal, and so yes, they are proportional. Let's try these. 14/20. Well, I know those are both even, so divide them both by 2. 5/10 is already reduced. 7/10 does not equal 5/10, so this is a no. You can also find a common multiplier. I know 5 times 3 is 15. Is 6 times 3 18? Yes, it is. And so that is a yes. 4 times 2 is 8, but is 10 times 2 equal to 15? No. You should be writing all of this on your sheet while you listen to me work with mine. The only problem with the common multiplier is you must use caution, because the common multiplier can be a decimal and you would not recognize it. Like this, 12 and 14, 18 and 21, those don't look like they're even, but they are because they're both equal to 2/3. So there, 14 divided by 12 would give us the common multiplier, which would be a decimal. It's 1.16 repeating, so it's something crazy. 21 divided by 18, I'm doing it on my calculator, has the same common multiplier, but you would not necessarily recognize it. All right, and then we know 8/10 and 20/25 are equal because right over here we decided that they were. But 8 times something weird is 20 times 2.5, but guess what? 10 times 2.5 is also 25. So these are also equal, even though they don't look like it. So I would be very cautious using a common multiplier for that reason. Sometimes they jump out at us and they're great and they work and it's perfect. Like in this case, we can see that they're both divisible by 3, like 18 divided by 3 would be 6 and 15 divided by 3 would be 5. And then it's great when it jumps out at you, but just be cautious. I can always cross multiply. So 5 times 5, well, we know that's 25. 7 times 4, well, that's 28. Those are not equal. If you cross multiply, they should be equivalent. 3 times 3 is 9. 2 times 5 is 10. Those are also not equal. Let's go to the back of the page. Tell whether the ratios form a proportion. So now we're practicing our ways. Let's reduce them both and try that way. This would be 2/3. This would be 3 let's see, 6 goes into 18 3 times, 6 goes into 24 4 times. So 2/3 and 3/4 are not equal. So you would say does not equal, or you would say no. Okay, let's try these. Well, 4/6 is also 2/3. Oops, that's the same problem. I have a repeat. Skip it. Okay, here, this is improper, but that's okay. 20 goes into 25 one time, with 5/20ths left over, which would be 1/4. 12 goes into 15 one time, with 3/12ths left over, would also be 1/4. So this is a yes, they do. I'm going to change colors. I feel like that's hard to see. Okay, so 6/4 and 12/8. Well, 6/4 is just like 4/6, but upside down, so that's 3/2. Is 12/8 also 3/2? Well, let's see. 4 goes into 12 3 times, and 4 goes into 8 2 times, so that's a yes. You should actually pause the video and solve 5 and 6, and then see if you did it right. So pause the video now, and then push play when you're ready to check. Okay, so 9 goes into 18 twice, and into 27 3 times. And 33 44ths are both divisible by 11. That would be 3/4. So again, that's a no. 2/4, that's 1/2. But 11/20ths is not 1/2 because 10 out of 20 would be a half. So I can stop right there. I already know. Number 7 says, how do you know these are not proportional without doing the math? This one, I do not like how that wrote that. This one is greater than 1 whole, where this one is less than 1 whole. So they can not be equal. What about this? Are x and y proportional? Well, let's see. X, 2 to 7, 3 to 8, 4 to 9, and 5 to 10. No, 5 to 10 is 1/2, or 1 to 2. That is not equal to 2 to 7. So this is a no. 2/3, 4/6, 6/9, those are all yes. 2 is to 3 as 4 is to 6. 4 is to 6 as 6 is to 9. These are all equivalent to 2/3. So this is a yes. Now we have to solve for x. Well, I know that down here I did times 3. So I have to do the same thing on top. And 5 times 3, that's 15. What about number 10? Feel free to pause at any time and try these on your own. Actually, you should pause now and try them on your own. Pause now and try them on your own. Okay, when you're done trying, hopefully you're done trying by now if you push play again. We know that 4 times 8 is 32. So 5 times 8 is how we're going to get x, and that would be 40. Now this you almost have to go backwards because you have to figure out how to get from the 16 to the x, so you have to go from 24 to the 3, which is divided by 8. Don't make the mistake of multiplying because you went the wrong direction. 16 divided by 8 would be 2, so our x is 2 in this case. And finally, backwards again. Got to go from here to here, which means I got to go from the 15 to the 5, and that's divided by 3. 21 divided by 3 is 7. Running out of room. Very good.